Apple TV Plus's brand new series, The Last Frontier, is now available. The first 2 episodes are up on the platform right now. I have watched them. I have been looking forward to this show for so damn long, so let's talk about it. The Last Frontier stars Jason Clarke, who is a U.S. Marshal in Alaska when his jurisdiction is thrown into absolute insanity when a plane crashes in the wilderness of Alaska, freeing dozens of violent federal inmates. I don't know what it was about this show, but I have been looking forward to The Last Frontier ever since it got announced. That first trailer completely hooked me. This early 2000s rugged vibe to it. Then you throw in a little bit of Con Air, plus this Apple TV Plus budget and flair to it. And then you get to these opening scenes of this first episode, and you are just all in on everything that this show is about. I'm not gonna lie, I was completely thrown off by those two major scenes at the beginning of that first episode. First, you have the plane sequence where the plane is actually going down. The majority of the budget is clearly thrown at those special effects, but then you get to Jason Clarke's character after you get introduced to him and his world and where he is at, and you get to the actual plane crash where he is being ambushed by all of these prisoners. That action scene clearly sets up what type of tone this show is going to have going forward. Again, like I mentioned earlier, this kind of rugged vibe to it, but it's also not afraid to get a little violent and very brutal as we are dealing with federal inmates. And just a quick funny sidebar for a moment, what a massive coincidence that I happen to be wearing bright orange right now. Now, when it comes to our characters, I'm liking everything that we are seeing so far, especially from our two main leads of Jason Clarke and Haley Bennett. Clarke's character has this very old school Western gunslinger vibe to him, a clear U.S. Marshal who his jurisdiction is his jurisdiction. He doesn't want anybody coming into his territory. It is his job and his job alone. But then you have Haley Bennett's character, Sydney Schofield, who comes from the CIA. She's very mysterious and has a lot of information that she's not revealing. Her checkered past is being investigated at this moment in time, but you throw them together and there's this very intriguing dynamic between the two of them that I am really looking forward to seeing more of going forward. Now, I will say something that I was caught off guard by just a little bit, not that I don't like it, but it just kind of surprised me, is what this show is actually about. It's not just about a U.S. Marshal and these forces rounding up these prisoners after a plane crash. It is so much bigger than that. It has to deal with the CIA and secrets and a rogue agent stealing information against the United States. And again, I don't not like that, but it's left me very interested on how much bigger this story could actually get. The last thing I'll say, and I have a feeling the majority of you also feel the same way, but we all knew Dominic Cooper was Havelock. Like, when you cast Dominic Cooper, he's not just some random guy in a show or a movie. We all knew it. I appreciate you trying to blindfold us, but it was very obvious from the beginning. I am very happy with the first 2 episodes of The Last Frontier. I pretty much feel that way with the majority of Apple TV Plus shows, but as I've mentioned a couple of times, this was one of my most anticipated shows for the rest of the entire year, and I think this show has done a really good job so far of setting up this very big story, but also just throwing us straight into the